Hello, hello, hello. It is Saturday today. Saturday? What? What is this madness? We're doing a live stream Saturday. Yes, we are. I have to give a thank you to everyone who was in Discord Wednesday night after Jason's BTAC live stream. Flex, by the way, Jason's BTAC live stream. And we had a couple people in there. DH Silv was one for sure. We were talking about doing a barrel-aged beer and bourbon episode, and I was like, hey, let's do it. Let's do it, man. So that's what we're doing. I almost went live Wednesday because I was quite intoxicated, and I don't think I could have handled any more beer or any more bourbon at that point. So let's see who's here. We got a couple people. Linux Cat was here bright and early. Richie Z in the house. Dustin, as I mentioned, how are you doing? Brandon Elliott, good to see you, brother. Nick Foles. He has got some good stuff tonight for sure. Dram Man Kentucky. Victoria C, how are you, darling? Guy Davis in the house. Richie Z, Dustin Martin, Trev Wilson, the man, the myth, the legend. How are we all doing? Thank you for coming. This was very last minute. I just pretty much put out an announcement on Instagram and Facebook, whatnot. So, you know, if anyone shows up, it's fine. I'm just here to drink. So, I've got some mini snifters. ADHD Fishing is here too. I saw you earlier. Peter White, also here. Thank you for coming. Santa Cruzin, how are you doing? Thank you all for being here. Really appreciate it. I've got some mini snifters here. And then I've also got a big boy. So I figured we got a couple different types of beer glasses. That's right, beer glasses. Andrew Spurrell in the house as well. How are you doing, Andrew? Good to see you. I've also got a couple Glens. And I figured, the beers. Jason in the house. How you doing, buddy? Just talking about your live stream on Wednesday. Great stuff. I figure we can do a bourbon and beer pairing, kind of. I mean, bourbon and beer, they kind of go with everything. So I know, Dustin, they're brandy snifters, but honestly, these are great for beer flights. I mean, these are actually really great for beer flights. So I would get some just for that if you're a beer drinker. They're really cool. Jay Dankbro, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Hitting Whistle Pig tomorrow. I'm hitting a breweries and Whistle Pig tasting tomorrow. Very nice. 10, 12, 15, and the Boss Hog. Very nice, buddy. Enjoy that. I'm sure it'll be a great time. I've got a lot of beers. Now, most of these, actually all of these are from my cellar, if you will. But these are just, a lot of these are 2017s. So this is a 2017 or 2018 CBS, 2019 KBS. I'll hold these up to the camera as I pour them later for you all. Tweak from Avery Brewery, which is good stuff. Very good stuff. Dustin is actually going to be drinking that as well. So, brand new one from Founders, the Underground Mountain. Now, these are all barrel-aged beers, as you saw in the thumbnail. So, they're all barrel-aged, meaning much more alcohol in them. Much more. We'll talk about that, too. From Dark Horse, they've got the normal Plead the 5th Stout, which is good. This is actually the barrel-aged Plead the 5th. And Bourbon County Stout. This is one I had to stand in line for in 2017. This is a 2017, so a couple of years to age on this one. I'm hoping it makes it taste pretty nice. Whiskeys I chose. I've got a couple of them behind here. And I feel like they're going to mash pretty well with the beer we're going to be drinking. So we'll find out as we go. You know, I figure what I'll do is I'll pour a little flight of beer first. And we'll do them side by side. We'll see how they taste. And we can add whiskey in between if we really have to. Anybody else going to be drinking beer tonight, or is it going to be just me? Are we all going to stick to whiskey like we always do? I'll be doing both. Don't worry. I'll be doing both. But I just want to hear. If anyone's drinking beer, let me know what you're drinking. Also, full disclosure, I am a extreme dark beer guy. IPAs, I can have maybe one, and then I'm just cashed. So, pal Joey, how you doing? Good to see you. Thanks for being here. I am a big, dark beer guy. That's my thing. Barrel age is what transitioned me into the bourbon world, actually, barrel aged beers. So, you know, fantastic. Swami in the house. How you doing, buddy? We're doing something that you can appreciate, some beer tonight, buddy. Not just bourbon. We're doing beer, too. Always double fist on Saturday night. Attaboy. Attaboy. All right. I see some, oh my. Jason's killing his bottle of country ham already. I'm sorry, buddy. Didn't you just buy that like a week ago? No one else in the country has it, and Jason's already finished his whole bottle. That's tough. Let's start with the CBS. Captain, make it happen in the house. How are you? Now, thank God I live in Beer City, USA, Grand Rapids, Michigan. Let's do a, I like these bottle pops, too. You hear that? That was nice, huh? I don't know how loud that was, but... now, this is a big boy bomber. So, this is 11.6%. For those of you that don't know. Imperial Stout brewed with chocolate, coffee, aged in maple syrup bourbon barrels. Yep, I can do that. I can do that. And it is as black as your soul. We'll do a little half there. The problem is I never drink these bombers. Now, this was only available in bombers for all of last year. I never can drink bombers myself because by the time you drink one of these things at 12%, you are like... gone. Gone. Worse than Texas. Gone worse than Texas. Linux Cat just came in with the super chat. Thank you, buddy. Thank you for the spontaneous live stream. Thank you for joining me in this spontaneous live stream. I felt like hanging out with you all. Let's see what we got here for you. Acting skills on point for sure. 100%. This is really good. Anyone who has a CBS now, this is much more available throughout the country now. So this is really, really good stuff. It already gives me the little a little hug going down. It's winter here. Winter has arrived in Michigan. So, you know, I'm fine drinking dark beer now. 'Tis the season. David Hatton in the house. How you doing? Brian Walsh is also here. Thank you guys for coming in. Happy Saturday. Fun fact about Founders. So Founders with their barrel-aged series, they actually source their barrels from Heaven Hill Distillery. Now, no specifics on what whiskey it used to contain or whatnot, but I figured for our first whiskey, let's go Heaven Hill Green Label. This lighting is killing me on this monitor today. I gotta turn that down. So, Heaven Hill aged Heaven Hill whiskey. Glug, 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 glug. That should work pretty well, I think. Dragon's Milk Reserve. Oh, yes. I've got a couple of those on the back wall, too. I wish my webcam camera could show you, but I have a whole beer section in my bourbon room now. It's really just the closet. You know, this is supposed to be a guest bedroom. Please. Not anymore, it's not. This is I have a wall of aged beer too, so it stays really cold down here. That's why I'm constantly wearing sweatshirts, so, you know. Got orange juice, got vodka. Maybe I finish out the bottle. Clear space on the counter. House cleaning. Pal Joey, how about that? Vodka, though, it's okay. I trust you. It's probably good vodka. I trust you. Patrick Ernzen in the house. Hey, sorry. Sorry if that's wrong. He says you should do a stream where people can join. Yes, absolutely. So next week is going to be my year anniversary on YouTube. So I started the channel. My first video I think came out like November 29th, I want to say, of last year. So we're going to be doing a year celebration next Friday is the plan. Probably be doing some giveaways, so make sure you're all there for that. And I would like to do what a couple other channels have been doing lately, where we bring in people to just talk about things, answer questions you have, you know. Forget it. We'll do it. I mean, we'll do it live. Doesn't matter. We'll do it live, whatever the questions are. I'll do my best to answer it. So, but it should be fun. Some giveaways, hang out, and I got to figure out everything with Stream, or with the hell's that called? StreamYard. Because I use a different way of streaming when I do it. That's why I can't bring anyone in right now. But StreamYard is, I guess, really easy. I'll find out. I'll get it figured out by next Friday. So, you know. Oh, Captain, come on. That's too bad. It's all right, buddy. I'll be thinking of you. So, did we do a review of beer? You guys want to see a beer review? I follow like one beer review channel, so I don't know anything about beer. Not really, at least. I used to be hardcore. Now it's just bourbon pretty much all day. So it's a lot of alcohol on the nose. I mean, this is like more alcohol than the alcohol burn than the Heaven Hill. Maybe not. Maybe not. This is 80 proof. This is 12%. So, you know. Richie says, have I ever had Young's chocolate stout? I don't think I have. No, that's not one that's ringing a bell. So, interesting. So beer review. I mean, this is. I mean, I think initially on the nose, the CBS gives me that barrel age impression first. Like you can smell the alcohol coming off of it, compared to like a normal beer you would drink, at least, you know. We'll be all stockied up in Austin, LOL. Captain, make it happen says that's fine. That'll be a good time, I'm sure. All chocolate coffee on the palate with this, which is probably how most of these are going to be, because that's where my palate tends to go. Is the coffee chocolate beers. Man, I love that stuff. Let's go in for a sip of the Heaven Hill too. Yeah, Nick Foles says that the this year's Bourbon County is aged in. He can't wait to see what is aged in. The 2010 was aged in Pappy barrels, which I did hear when I was a couple years back. And last year's was in Heaven Hill barrels as well. Yeah, I know. And those are pretty much the most, at least it was, the most sought after barrel-aged beer you could find, you know. Peter White says he's drinking the same no alcohol at all for him. Wondering if the 355s are different. It could be. Now, did you say yours is the 2018, Peter White? Because this is the, let me look. Yeah, this is the 2018 release. And this has been in 60 degrees-ish for a year, you know, so that can make a difference too, I bet. Depending on the beer, you can either elevate the sweetness, you know, those chocolate notes, or sometimes they actually mellow out, depending on how you age it, where you age it. There's no funk on this, like this bottle hasn't turned by any means, but let me drink my Heaven Hill. Boy, for a $11, $12 bottle, that's good. 6-year age statement. Not bad. Not bad at all. Wiseacre gotta get up and get down. It's a coffee milk stout. No. Peter White has the 2019. Yeah, and you have the smaller bottles too, you said. Yeah. And I do have a couple of those as well. They're not cold, so I want them to be at least a little bit cooler than room temperature. So I put them in the fridge for about 30 to 45 minutes. I don't think I've had that Linux Cat. No, not ringing any bells. I mean, 2 years ago I could handle the beer game. Like I could keep up on it. I was getting new releases when they came out, but now it has gotten so out of hand. At least in Michigan, the craft beer is just, it's ridiculous. It is so ridiculous now in Michigan. Trying to you can't try every beer, you just can't. There's too many variants of everything coming out. It's too difficult. So you just got to stick with what you like. It's good though. I think it's definitely mellowed on the chocolate and coffee notes in general. The maple syrup is there too, but it's just pretty mellow. I think this bottle is completely mellowed, being there for a year. Not as much sweetness as I want. I'd like a little more sweetness. So next up, I'll keep sipping this too. Brian says Michigan has the best craft beers. I tend to agree with you. We're spoiled. I mean, Bell's Brewery, Founders, Perrin. There's so many great barrel-aged beers out there. We're lucky. We'll save the Bourbon County for the end. Let's go KBS next, since we already got the CBS here. And we'll go in our mini snifter for this. I'm going to have a lot of open bottles, but that's all right. I'll have to drink them all tomorrow, I guess. Woo! Nice. All right. These can be a little heavier pours. Yep. So let's start with this. Now, KBS, as I mentioned, this is part of their barrel age series. This is the 2019 release, so this year, the one you can get probably right now. J Dank Bro says KBS over CBS. Depends on the year, I would say. I tried CBS at Founders like 6 years ago or whatever it was, when they first before it was known about, really. Man, that was really good. I mean, really, really good. So, but KBS is Kentucky Breakfast Stout because it's aged in Kentucky bourbon barrels and brewed with chocolate coffee aged in bourbon barrels. So the only difference is this isn't maple syrup barrels. That's the difference. Dustin also says KBS over CBS, never been close. Okay. I'm not one to argue. This does smell much sweeter. Let's see alcohol content on this too. These are on the back. This is also 12.2, so it's up in alcohol too. Now, this definitely tastes more coffee forward, which is great. That's what I like. More coffee, more chocolate. This just for some reason has more alcohol burn to me. I don't know why. It's more alcohol punch, less sweetness, so unfortunate for that. I mean, today, KBS is definitely better, for sure. That's good. I don't mind that. I really don't mind that. I don't mind that. Whew. KBS more coffee and bourbon. CBS is maple and sweet. Yeah, and I said I can get the maple, but the sweet is really not there. Not in this bottle for me, at least. Nope. Brian Walsh said, you're going to be hammered in about 30 minutes. I know. Even just taking like 2-3 sips from each one, plus the whiskey in between, I know. It's going to happen. I love whiskey. So good. So good. All right, let's go into probably, honestly, my favorite bottle in this lineup. Not a problem, Richie. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it very much. We're doing Tweak. Now, this is a serious bottle. Avery Brewing Company. Now, these are a little hard to find here. She's sleeping, so it will run until they kick me off of YouTube, probably, if I pass out. So, Tweak comes out of Avery Brewing, which I believe is in New York. Don't quote me on that, but I believe. Nope, Boulder, Colorado. It says right on the label. Whoops. But this is a stout brewed with coffee aged in bourbon barrels. So, Tweak, you're tweaking on caffeine, coffee, and the bourbon, of course. On this bottle, it says serve at 50 to 60 degrees Fahrenheit. This is probably right around, 55, I would say right now. This was bottled, it actually says right on the front here, bottled October 27th of 17. So we've got another 2-year-old here. As a New Yorker, I wish. I know. I know, J Dang, bro. I know. Colorado, though. One of my favorites. Let's go into it. Let's stop talking. I've only had 2 bottles of this previously. I got to mention, I'm sorry, before I go into this. Price tag. Can't see that. $14.99 for 1 bottle. Don't tell my wife that. I hope she is sleeping. $14.99 for 1 bottle. But man, this is a good beer. I like this stuff. 16% ABV. I mean, they could have left off the gold foil and saved me $1. I would have been fine with that, but it's fine. It's Fine, man. Fine. Okay. Let's get to tweaking. We can get a nice pour for this. 16%. Mm-hmm. $13.99 for yours, yeah. And the place I got this from, they usually charge a bit more. But I hadn't seen one in a long time, so I had to get it. Now this kind of gives me more of like a... You know what this is reminding me of? Call me crazy, but this is like a... you walk into a bowling alley. And you get that smell of like... pub food, beer, the bowling, like the bowling lanes and pins and whatever else, shoes, I don't know. For some reason, that's where it's taking me right now. I have no idea. Really good, though. Lane oil? Maybe that's what it is. I've never smelled lane oil, but if that's what it is, maybe. I'll take your word for it. The coffee's definitely coming up to me, though. October 27th of 17, Dustin. Yeah, October 27th, 17 is when it was bottled. So it's an older one. But it honestly kind of reminds me of barrel spice in this too, when I smell it. A little bit of alcohol kick and barrel spice. Brian, I've had the 1050 barrel aged, yes, but I don't have a bottle right now. I can usually actually get it during the winter at least. It pops up, so I can get it. But oh, Dustin, good, you have the same batch. How about that? Is it reminding you of a bowling alley? This is gonna be bad now. Dustin's gonna be like, "You're so full of shit. You can't smell or taste anything." He's done watching me, that's for sure. I think I swallowed a piece of that gold foil. There's the coffee, though. It does not. It does not. I think it does. I think it does. So I got a lot of coffee on the palate, though. A lot of coffee. I mean, this is honestly more like a espresso to me. I think this is more espresso-like than just coffee, whereas the KBS goes more in the coffee realm. Whatever you say is absolutely correct, Trev Wilson. That is why you are a moderator, sir. Cheers to that. Oh, listen to this guy. The aromas were dark bitter espresso, dark chocolate, milk chocolate, the deepest roasted coffee, with a midrint of dark sweet candy-like notes. Get the fuck out of here, please. Come on, get out of here. The sweetness on this one, it generally leads to an awful experience, but the bitter espresso beans is so powering that the end result is nearly balanced to perfection. It's a bowling alley. This is KBS. Get out of here. Whatever it is, it's damn good. It is damn good. 16% too. Whew. That'll get you there. Nick Foles says, how is your store pick bottle of Larceny? You know what? I have not actually opened it yet. Talk to me in a half hour. I'll probably be convinced to open it for you. So I've got so many open bottles right now. It's ridiculous. But, you know. Helps when you have tasting notes on 700 plus beers. I'll give you that, buddy. I'm not anywhere near those numbers. So you got that. Off topic, are any Buffalo Trace store picks are instant buys? Are any Buffalo Trace store picks instant buys? Are they? I think they're all instant buys for me with that price. Excuse me. Beer makes me burp, so excuse me now. Whiskey I can get through, but man, probably not. Especially heavy beers. Yeah, Buffalo Trace picks are instant buys for me pretty much now, all the time. Why not? I mean, come on. At that price, it's worth the gamble. So I already almost mixed up the KBS and the Tweak. So keep an eye in this area, because I have the bottles in front, but when I'm putting glasses here and I'm tasting side by side, I'm going to be mixing them up for sure. So keep an eye. It's going to be like musical glasses. We need to know where they go. So I won't be coherent soon. This is just a beer episode, too. Just a beer episode. This shouldn't be anything. Oh, that tweak is so good. That tweak is so good. Let's go into another whiskey. And a whiskey that I don't know how I feel about. You can probably see it behind me. Maker's Mark. Maker's Mark. I can't really find a Maker's that I like. I can't. I just can't. I'm really trying. I'm really trying. I'm sorry. But this is a interesting pick of Maker's Private Select. So the specs on this bottle: 3 seared French Suave, Maker's 46, just 1. But this has got 6 roasted French mocha. 6! So this is pretty much pure chocolate coffee in the bottle, honestly, with Maker's funk, you know? So if anything's going to get close to these barrel-aged beers, the coffee barrel-aged beers, it's probably going to be this. Also, it's 55.7%. So, that too. And Richie Z says those high ABV brews can oddly take you there quicker than bourbon. Exactly, because it's a sheer number of ounces. You know, if you're drinking a full 12-ounce bottle of beer compared to a half ounce of whiskey, it's still going to get you quick. Yeah, 6 mocha staves, Jason. That's ridiculous. Brandon Elliott said he had the 46 for the first time. He can't decide if he likes it or not. I actually finally tried the 46 at one of my local places. I just never bought a bottle because I was so put off by Makers, and it was definitely better than like base Makers, but I don't know. I still am not on board. It's still got the Makers funk to me, you know. Dustin said, "Where's the Coke to mix that Makers?" And you're drinking it raw. A man like me, you really are. I'll find one. I'll find a pick or something I like. Maybe that new one that just came out, the new Makers series or whatnot. But 6 is most you've seen. You've seen 4 mochas. Yeah, I bet you 4 was a lot too, because 6 is just a lot. All right. It's like I don't know, man. It's like a chocolate covered cherry, but almost been lit on fire and dipped in a pot of coffee. I don't know. I don't know. This review thing's really going off the edge for me. This is I'm not a fan. I'm just not a fan. You don't like Makers 101? Dreamman Kentucky asks. Another bottle I have behind me. I got in Kentucky, but I've not opened yet because I'm trying to finish off some of my open bottles. But it's tough when you guys are egging me on. Dustin said he's betting against me liking the new one. Yeah, I know. Me too, but I'll still try it just because. I got 1, 2, 3, 4 glasses here. I can always put some beer in a Glen though if I have to, you know, because we're drinking this at the end, possibly the whole thing. Next up is a Founders product. Scott's in the house. How you doing, Scotty? My bourbon journey. Good to see you, buddy. Chad Goins is also here. Sorry I missed you. Thank you all for being here. Happy Saturday. Grab a beer. Victoria, I haven't had the Makers 101 yet. I have the bottle, but I have not tried it. I'm guessing it's improvement on regular Makers, but it's probably going to just be a slight improvement on Makers, honestly. You know, it's just... Richie, it's about to happen. It's about to happen soon. I'll just sip beer in between, probably. Founders Underground Mountain Brown Imperial Brown Ale now. Brewed with Sumatra coffee, aged in bourbon barrels. Also 11.9%. So, you know. you know, it's still 12%. Captain Mayhap says it's whiskey. I'll keep one open. I'm just hearing excuses. Well, yeah. Corey Wilkerson came in with a $5 super chat. Cheers. Thank you, buddy. I really appreciate that. Means a lot. Let's see if we got a super chat for you. I'm going to say, don't worry. Ah! Oh, no. We're good. We are good. Oh, man. I could see that glass. That is a 5-finger pour glass right there. That was a fun night. And this night could be heading that way, too, with all this beer. That was a really fun night, though. Ooh, this almost smells like Mexican chocolate. Maybe that's part of that Sumatra coffee. Yeah, it's almost like a Mayan mocha barrel-aged stout, if you guys have ever had that. That's pretty good. No way it's better on the Maker's 101. I know. It's not. There's no way. There is no way. I can't imagine. It's upped in proof ever so slightly. I mean, 10 points, 11 points. We'll see. I was a sucker and I bought it, though. I don't have a review of the Sumatra. Well, thank you, Dustin. Try not to make me look like an idiot. I appreciate it. Maybe I won't have you on the live stream next week. Huh? I'm definitely not drinking beer with you. You're going to show me up? I'm not having that. No way. This is good. I like a good brown, but I need to drink it first before stouts, because now that I've had stouts, this is just watered down. Even at 12% dark brown beer, it's watered down. Yeah, Jason, that's great. I get a whole bunch of chocolate in the breakfast stout, and it's just so solid. So solid, that normal Founders breakfast stout. It's great. Which, you know, it's the predecessor to KBS and CBS. Really good stuff. Brian Walsh likes the Sumatra Founders too. Absolutely. Yeah, I got a 4-pack recently when that came out. It's good stuff. Let's go back to Makers. I don't know. How many bottles of whiskey did I bring over here? I brought 4. It's doable. Linux Cassidy has not had the Dragon's Milk. Used to get something called Golden Drac. It's a made-up word. So yeah, Dragon's Milk. Dragon's Milk is good. Their base expression is very average to me. I like some of the variants. Like they had a chocolate variant that was really good. They actually had a vanilla chai that was very funky, but if you like chai tea, you'd probably really like it. I don't know. Yeah, CBS is right here, Scotty. We drank that first, the 2018. It's in the big boy glass because I got a bomber of it, so. Absolutely, Dustin. Dragon's Milk was literally the only barrel-aged stout you could find. I mean, this is like 3 years ago. And it was all over. It was actually available, which was nice. There were no variants. It was just the barrel-aged stout. And it was high proof, too. It was one of the higher alcohol beers on the market, you know? So at the time, it was like, ooh, this is really good. This is giving me what I like. But as time went on, it's like, throw some coffee in there. Oh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Golden Drac. Got a stutter in your throat for those 2 A's. Drac. I don't know that one. Can't say I know that one. Belgian triple. I've had a couple triples and a couple quadruples too. I've had a lot of beer, but I don't take notes like Dustin, unfortunately. So, oh, you poor thing, Dustin. One of the reasons he moved from beer to whiskey was when he moved to Ohio, they couldn't sell beer over 12%. It was horrible. You poor thing. You poor thing. Chad Goins, oh yes, Doom. So Doom is one I am a very big fan of. I like Doom a lot. Doom is great. Message retracted. Uh-oh. Did I? Sorry I said anything. I like Doom, though. Doom is a barrel-aged IPA, and it gives you actually like a really good balance of the barrel notes you want, and then the IPA notes. Like I can drink more than one of those because it's not strictly IPA. Doom Nighty Night. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Jason says he's not a huge fan of pumpkin beers, but he had one from Southern Tier Warlock. I've had that. Imperial Stout brew with pumpkin. It's awesome. Yeah. It's pretty much... I've never been a pumpkin guy myself. Like, I know Dan is a huge pumpkin spice latte guy. He'll go full. He'll go full this time of year in that. But I've never been a pumpkin guy much. I really haven't. Never had King Henry. Nope. Never had that. Even the regular Founders Imperial Stout is really good too. Oh, Richie, that's a great question. What is my favorite whiskey I've tasted this year? Bourbon, Scotch, or other? Tasted this year? I reviewed a lot of 2018 whiskeys this year, and I think when I do my top 5, I'm going to do whiskeys I just have tried in 2019. I think it's going to be better. It's honestly, Booker's 30th is up there. I was actually a really big fan of the George C. Stagg, the 2018. I thought it was really good. I didn't get to try like the William Lure Weller. I'm hoping to be able to get to try a couple of them from this year. At least go somewhere and try them. I don't know if I'll be able to film them or not, but to be able to at least try them, and I'm sure that will add on nice. But Michter's Toasted to me was really, really good. And even the Larceny Barrel Proof bottle I had was really, really good too. Oh, I almost forgot. Four Roses Limited Edition. I didn't do a review of that, but there was a Four Roses event near me. That stuff was on another level. I mean, that stuff was so good. Basic Sane. Yeah, I know, Swami. Yeah, Jason just talked about that William Lure Weller of 2019. Says pretty great. I don't think I've had any William Lure Weller at all, ever. What am I missing out on? You're totally Uggs wearing pumpkin spice kind of lady. Yeah. Richie, that Booker's 30th, man. That's so good. I mean, you cannot argue with that at all. So good. Oh, Jason. I wouldn't want to do that to you. That's precious juice. Don't waste it on me. Brandon Elliott says, his buddy likes dark beers and sours. Any thoughts on what's available in the Southeast? Honestly, I think pretty much like these Founders beers are getting distributed all over now, all over the country. So KBS, I see pictures all over Instagram all the time in states I didn't even know they went to. So I bet you can find that. I don't know about CBS. Most of these, like Tweak, you probably can't find. That's difficult. I think what he needs to do is switch to whiskey. Just get out of the beer game, go to whiskey, everything will be fine. I promise. I promise. Let's go one more sip of this and we'll pour another beer. I feel like my mind is starting to have to work harder to formulate sentences properly, so without stuttering. Beer is a different type of feeling the next day too, so you know, gotta be careful here. Luckily, good beer though. Good beer doesn't do to you what cheap beer will do. Let's do another pop. Dark Horse Bourbon Barrel Aged Plead the 5th Stout. Let's get some specs on this bottle. 11% ABV only, compared to some of the other ones. I actually really like the normal Plead the 5th from them. It's a white label on this. So if you can get that, it's still about 7-8%. This is up to 11. Not sure what type of barrels they use on this. All I know is the bottle I had before is good. This is also one I bought in 2017, I think. Ooh. I get a whole bunch more barrel notes on this this one, and actually black licorice, which I am not a black licorice guy at all. I can deal with it in like imperial stouts and Russian imperials. Like I can deal with it in beer, but in my whiskey, if I get black licorice, it's a no-go. Oh, Jason, that E.H. Taylor barrel proof. Yeah, I had the 2018. That's the only one I've tried, and man, that was good. I don't know if I've ever heard a better phrase for blackout drunk as plead the fifth. You're right. Maybe that's why they call it that. Probably. It still tastes pretty thin. I mean, I think it's the 16% tweak that's just messing with me. 16%, that mouthfeel with that is so good. Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know. You can't have this many beers. It just doesn't make me feel it makes my stomach hurt more than bourbon. We gotta stick to whiskey. I'm already in now though. We're going. We're going. I'm not giving up. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's got the black licorice note though. I would almost guess it's not even a barrel aged stout. You know, either that or maybe it was a barrel aged brown. That's how thin it tastes. And this is another bottle. When I buy like a 4-pack and I want to age some of it, I always drink one right away. And in the beginning, I was taking like Dustin hardcore notes, putting down the stuff about the beers that I really liked. But now it's muted again. It's muted like the CBS is. I think maybe I've overaged some of these. If they're 2017s, the two years, the tweak tastes fantastic still to me. But maybe the other ones, I don't know. I don't know. It's possible. All right, one more sip of Makers, and then we'll move on to a different whiskey. I don't think so. Brandon Elliott said he found a Supernova for $170. Wasn't ready, so hope the store has it on Monday, as well as the ECB. Dustin said, in my opinion, none of the ones you have open age more than a year. Yeah, that's probably how it is, honestly, because they're tasting like that. The KBS is new, and that's the best tasting one so far. With the tweak, you know, the tweak's held up well, but no one to blame but yourself, Captain says. You're right. Whatever made you drink Makers, guy asks. You know, I was saying it's been aged with mocha staves. A lot of mocha, like 6 of them. So I figured the mocha staves would play off really well with the dark beer, the coffee notes in the dark beer. Maybe if I added it to it, you know, added the Makers to it, maybe, but I don't know. Let's go to our next one. Noah's Mill. Why Noah's Mill, you ask? Well, because it's high proof and it tastes like peanut butter. And peanut butter is a note I quite enjoy in my beer. Wow, that's a pretty big pour there. It's more than I should be pouring right now. This bottle's hissing at me. You hear that? Knock it off. Peanut butter. Peanut butter, though. That will play well with beer. Snickers in a bottle, Peter White says. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And this bottle actually has opened up pretty nice. When I did a review of this bottle, it was neck pour. I think I even opened it during that review. Much better now. You know, I was gonna grab the double oaked actually. I was gonna grab the double oak, Dustin, when I was deciding what whiskeys to grab, but I was like, last live stream I talked about both those whiskeys quite a bit, so I was like, I'll try to avoid. We'll talk about some different ones, but yeah, it smells so creamy, so creamy. Mm-hmm. That's pure peanut butter. Wow. Almost like a cherry licorice note too. I get with Noah's Mill a lot. That's good. Really good. Yeah, I've had a couple peanut butter porters, and it's just, I mean, that's way even more peanut butter, you know, chocolate peanut butter, but that whiskey's just good on its own, man. Whew. Do I go for the Bourbon County Stout? What time is it? 10:20. We'll do a little bit more. No baked cookies in Noah's Mill. I could see that for sure. Now that would be really good. I could see that happening. Brandon Elliott says, I do have to thank you for the candy pairing live stream. You know, it was Halloween. We know we got our kids' candy everywhere. Eat it and drink some whiskey with it, you know? That was a fun one though. That was a good time. We have a peanut butter porter here in Alabama you'd want to spread on white bread. It's like Nutella, huh? That's what it is. J Dank Bro, just reading this comment above. Hypothetical, more whiskey we have, the more beer taste is muted. You're probably absolutely right about that. Whiskey probably shocks the palate, and that proof, you get used to that proof. It's just like when you take your first sip of whiskey for the night, you keep drinking it, it gets much easier to drink. Same concept, probably. I believe it. Dustin. Respect. Can't monetize that. Whew. All right, let's do some Bourbon County now. That's happening. Clean this out because I want this to actually be. This is the one I'm most looking forward to. A lot of people say these get a lot better after a couple years aging, so I'm really hoping it's going to be really good. Missed the 4-packs. I was not around for that time. Limit 1. Went to 3 stores. Got some of these 2017s. Now, these are bigger bottles, too. This is a 2017 stout aged in bourbon barrels. I can't even read this. Tasting notes they describe: intense aromas of charred oak, vanilla, caramel, and smoke. Peaks around 3 years. So do I wait? I want to drink it now. It's been 2. On the label here, develops in the bottle for up to 5 years, it says. Develops in the bottle for up to 5 years. How many backups do I have? I've got at least 2, maybe 3 more of the 17s. So let's go for it. Let's do it. I mean, you know. Because the one I drank right away in the beginning, when I bought 4 or 5 of them, whatever I got. 2 years is still great. Do not age at 5 years. Do not, Dustin says in his adult voice. We're doing a nice pour for this. The nose on this, maybe this is just a mental thing because I know what this beer is, but the nose on this just smells much more intense. Does it say proof on here at all? Let me see. Oh, 14.1%. Okay, that's why maybe it smells more intense. 14.1. Now we are talking. I don't blame you, Richie. It's tough. It's tough to keep them without drinking them, believe me. All the willpower, and now I was like, this is my excuse to drink some of my good beers that I've been setting aside. Like, this is my excuse to do it. We'll have to do another one of these sometime. Yeah, this is much more intense. Just intense. I mean, they're right about the like the oak is really popping up for me on this. I really wish it wasn't so damn good because it's impossible to find. But it is just intense. I mean, rich. It's the rich barrel notes. Like, it reminds me of a whiskey, honestly. The sweetness on this is completely different than any of the previous 4 or 5 beers we had. It's just so sweet. So sweet. I mean, that's dessert. And there's not even like coffee in that, but it's so sweet. Still chocolatey. It really is. Dustin says there's debate if Bourbon County Stout is actually 14%. Rumor is they were in trouble for some bottles being higher proof than listed, so they upped the ABV to avoid legal issues. Interesting. So it might be lower. I mean, it seems like it's pretty much right around there, but it drinks so easy is the problem. Like, it drinks so easy. I remember when I got this bottle a couple of years back. This is before I was heavy into whiskey. And I drank this bottle, like, I had to drink the whole thing. It's not going to be good if I leave it out. So I drank one, and I was like, this is before I had any tolerance at all for anything. But, boy, that was some it was some strong stuff. It really kicked you in the face. I've had a lot of beer and a lot of whiskey since then. But Dreamman Kentucky says chocolate pie. Yeah, I could see that. It is, but it's like the barrel notes though come through too, like even barrel spice, and the oak. You know, the oak's there. They describe a little bit of smokiness. I don't know. Maybe the smokiness they're talking about is more just the barrel spice I'm getting. You know. It's just, damn it, it's the best. It's the best of all of them. I hate it. Interestingly, the 2006 and prior bottles were only 9%. They were just as good, if not better. Never had any of those, so who knows, but yeah. I mean, yeah, the ABV isn't everything, but I think now, at least for us here watching right now, we're all, acquired to a higher proof, a higher ABV in general, whether it be in beer, whiskey. We like that, I think. And even like 6% or less, or 6-7%, sometimes it even tastes flat. You can still get great flavors out of IPAs, double IPAs, stuff like that, but I think we want that alcohol kick. I do. Speaking for myself, but I want an alcohol kick. Absolutely, Richie. I'm more than happy for that. You in Santa Cruz, bottle for me to review? I'm happy to. I said but it was really just in response to Jason's comment he just put in the chat. Chocolate stout finished in Ardbeg barrels. Smoky chocolate? Yeah, that's yeah. I mean, that smoke. That'd be great. I would love that. I don't know of any. I mean, there's a couple Scotch ales or Scotch finished products out there, but Dustin was talking about this on Discord the other day. Yeah, I think that's what it was. He Arrogant Bastard aged in Lafroig barrels. I would love to try that. I mean, I've had a couple Scotch ales, but I don't know what barrels they use. Yeah, but man, aged in Lafroig barrels, come on, that'd be really good. Or I mean, Ardbeg barrels, Lafroig barrels, I don't care. Just give me an Isla barrel. You know what's weird? I can drink whiskey all day. I feel like I can read very clearly, but right now the chat is. I think I need to zoom in on the chat a little bit. That might help. Beer, man. Beer's different. Beer is different. That's better. They got in a couple of Lafroig barrels recently. Oh, Rex and Daniel did. Okay, there you go. There you go. Let's do it. I'm interested. All right, so I know we're talking whiskey in the chat, but let me know two things. What was the beer? Because most of us here we probably started with beer and moved to bourbon. I'm guessing. I did. What was the beer, like your first beer you enjoyed? Not just had, but enjoyed. And then what was the beer that transitioned you to whiskey? Or was there one beer? Was it a genre of beer, a type of beer? So I want to hear that. Let me know. Bourbon and Books, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Says, beer bad, whiskey good. Beer bad. Whiskey. Good. Yes, sir. Isla whiskey. And I'll just say this. I'm going to try to say this, Dustin. Yao you fume. Yao you fume. Isla whiskey is a masterpiece. Yao you fume. Nope. I don't know. The Beast. Sam Adams Boston Lager when I was censored age for stream was pretty life-changing. Well, yeah, anything when you're that age is life-changing. Sure. Guinness and Murphy's. Look at this, couple Guinnesses. Victoria C says Guinness too, yeah. Scrimshaw by North Coast Company is the beer I go to regularly. You got to have one you like, something you can afford that's something to enjoy. Guinness, man, it's the dark beer. Dark beer tends to convert to whiskey. That's, I think, that's what it did for me. It was like, oh, this is good. Like this, I can do Bud Light. Bud Light's good. Natty Light or die, Trev Wilson says. Yes, sir. I drank a Natty Light with Swami not that long ago when we did a live stream with him. It was not good. It just tastes like absolute piss. Yeah, but like I started to Bud Light, moved up to something better like Sam Adams. IPAs were like, meh, IPAs aren't for me. I'll have one. It's a good summer beer for one of them. And I was like, ooh, dark beer. Now dark beer I can get on board with. Chocolate, coffee notes, dark caramel, vanilla notes in dark beer usually. That's like the whiskey world now. All of a sudden barrel age came around and I'm like, ooh, dragon's milk, that's pretty good. Barrel age, the ball kept rolling, this happened. Now, full-blown whiskey. And I almost never drink beer anymore. I don't. So this was an excuse to drink some of this stuff before it goes bad too. It's like, it's whiskey, man. You can see whiskey all the way. Oh, for those of you that didn't notice, you see the beautiful lights? They're really not beautiful at all. It's absolute shit and garbage. I had to find plugs. I had to run lights that didn't light up half the time. But, let me do this. Just for sentimental reasons. Hang on. Hold. Oh, shit. Oh, baby. Oh, son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. We're good. We're good. We're good. All right, we're not good. We're not good. We're good. We're good. Look at that. Look at that. That 14% is in the stream now. Yeah, baby. And 55%. Come on now. Look at that was close. I almost pulled a bill. I almost pulled a whiskey dick and like ruined my whole bar. Can you imagine? But look at it. Look at the lighting. I did that. I did that. My wife's like, you don't need to do that. There's no point. It's just gonna break your bottles and ruin stuff. No. We got something coming. December, something's coming. Be prepared. It's coming. Mind the table. Table's good. We're good. It's a beautiful clock. Thank you, Chad. Thank you. Thank you very much. Means a lot. Means a lot. Well, trying to get all the bottle caps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bottle caps. Save the neck for me. Oh, I was just having this conversation today. That is my favorite movie. That is my favorite Christmas movie. Nothing beats Christmas Vacation. I'm telling you. That is just the best. Every other one can just have, they can have it. Peter White, the first year or two I moved here, in this house I'm at now, I decorated the outside. I did the peak. I mean, I did the peak of that thing. The peak. Next year, I was like, screw the peak. I don't want to get on the roof. It was slippery out. I didn't want to fall and break my neck. So I did just the, the little top part. But then you go the peak. I didn't do that. No, not this time. Next year, I didn't do shit. I didn't do shit. And it's looking that way this year too. So, it's fine. It's fine. I got the room decorated now. We're good. Peter White knows. I don't think we can stop this stream until I finish this bottle. That thing is like only halfway gone with 2 nice big pours of that. Maybe we're gonna have to. We'll see. We'll see. I see pictures all over people getting Little Book, man. And I still don't have Little Book. And supposedly the third one's pretty good. Guy, thank you. Decorating indoors is great. My wife has her family over every year. I love them to death. I love her family. And they come every year, and I say, let's just decorate the indoors. Let's decorate the indoors. It has been shipped, Lennox Cat. It should be at your doorstep tomorrow. They were shipped 2 days ago, yesterday. Something like that. I apologize for the delay. I was trying to batch them together, and as more roll in, I just put off going to the post office because it's a real pain in the ass to go to the post office and do it. I got to find a better way. I see a butt coming. They're wonderful. They're wonderful. I love them with all my heart and soul. And they 100% love my whiskey hobby. They think it's totally normal and fine. Yes. Yes, so Little Book. Is that what we were talking about? Little Book. I want it. I've heard the third one's really good. I've heard the second one's really good. Now, wait, the first one's really good? Someone tell me, which one was the one they used the corn whiskey? Because I heard that was pretty rough. I listened to Bourbon Pursuit podcast, and they were talking about how a lot of people really liked it, but the reviews I heard was like, meh, he got shit on pretty hard. Shit on pretty hard for it, honestly. Never tried it, so I don't know. You know, I won't speak to it. Yeah, I know chapter 3 just came in, but 2 was the corn. They're all good, Dustin says. Okay. Andrew said 2 was good too. See, and I think that's more what it was. Like, normal drinkers who would get, like, tried the little book said 2 was like garbage, but the people who kind of knew something about little book said that 2 was pretty good. You know? So I think that was more what it was. I didn't try it, so I don't know, but if they're using corn whiskey, it worries me, but I know it's old. It was older corn whiskey, so. Oh, yeah. 2's the rye, 1 is the corn. That's what I thought. I thought 1 was the corn, but I couldn't remember. I got beer brain right now, you know. Pardon me. Little books are all like snowflakes, all unique. Jason says. They are. You know, I hope he does a good job taking over for Jim Beam. I'm sure he will. I mean, it's in his blood. A lot of people are happy with the little books that have come out already, you know, with what he's doing, with what Freddie's doing, so. Victoria said she got hers for 60 something. Now, are you talking about Little Book? Little Book? At that price? Yeah. You know, I know a store that has a Little Book, but I don't know if it's the newest one. Probably not. I can get one, but I don't know. Like $125, like 100 is like. I mean, I don't have a problem spending it. Like, I'll tell my wife. But I mean, I'll buy it. I don't have a problem. It's just. That's the one. Like, I want 3. 3's been only straight bourbons. Now, that intrigues me. And, I don't know. Jason, was it your review I watched? I can't remember now. In the light of day, I would remember. But right now, you know. Uh-oh. Dustin said he poured out a whole bottle of beer. Oh, no. You tried one sip and dumped it as a bottle pour? No, I'll talk to my local guy, see if he has chapter 3, because I think it's going to be worth the $125, especially for me. If it's all bourbons, give it to me. Victoria C said Little Book chapter 2 for $60. Aye. Yee. Get it. All day. Uh-oh. Which one was it? Dustin, which one was it was infected? Dram, man. Someone in the world would have wanted that pour, Dustin, even if it was infected. How dare you? Bourbon and Books asking you get Little Book at the distillery. I'll be in Kentucky in December. Would like to pick it up. No, you can't. I bet you they put it out for certain days, but I was there. You know, you never know. Maybe on release day they'll put it out, but I wouldn't anticipate much beyond that. When I was there, they had literally nothing. Literally nothing. The interesting thing about Jim Beam was their Knob Creek store picks are actually picked by tour guides and people who guide, you know, barrel pick tours. It was the ones they put in their shop are picked by those people, so that's kind of nice. Gives you a little bit of a incentive to get a Knob Creek Single Barrel Reserve from the distillery, but there was nothing limited. I think someone, I can't remember who, Scott maybe from my bourbon journey, he went there and got a 12-year, so I think the 12-year was in the gift shop, but I can't anticipate they're going to have. When I was there, they had Booker's, like, they had one of the early 2018 batches of Booker's. They were trying to just get rid of it, I think, like stuff they had extra stock of or something, you know. Big Bad Baptist, okay. Yeah, I've got a bottle of that too. Years old though, oh boy, that bad. Oh boy. Oh, I think I'm getting sick, honestly. I'm starting to feel congested. I think not enough whiskey. Yeah, so as Linux Cat mentioned, patrons of the challenge coin should be going out. They were out yesterday, 2 days ago. Should be arriving very soon. If you haven't gotten yours yet, I do owe some samples to some people, so that will also be shipping soon. I finally got my sample bottles, so I just got to get them filled and everything shipped. You know, the type of stuff. Thank you all for being here. It's Saturday, you know. Could be doing a lot of stuff on Saturday night. You know, me personally, I don't have any kind of life. So, you know, it's just work and family and whiskey. So this is what I want to do on a Saturday night. So I appreciate y'all being here. I'm going to keep going for a little bit. I don't think we got anyone behind or in front of us. So call it now if you're feeling buzzed from beer. I know, Richie, you're telling me to wrap it up. I get it, but I cannot waste this Bourbon County. I promise I will not do anything too stupid on stream, other than what I already did. Turning the lights off, almost knocking the table over. But I didn't pull a bill. I did not pull a bill. OG Brick in the house. Thank you for joining, buddy. Good to see you. I know right now my streaming schedule, it's got to be Friday and Saturday if I can. But Saturdays on my weekend I work are so tough. I work all day, you know. Cooper the Great got some wild turkey tonight. Yeah, buddy. Which one you got, though? That's the question. Which wild turkey you got? A lot of good ones out there. Can't go wrong with really any. Let's go. Let's go. Ooh. She's almost gone now. We'll just chat for a while. Finally got C919 at my store. Very nice. Very nice. Ron Henderson, good to see you. You're not too late. We're finishing off our Bourbon County Stout. You missed a lot of barrel-aged beers. You missed some whiskey. But, you know, we're gonna finish this off. Thank you for coming in. What are you sipping on? This beer is just so, I don't know. Sorry. It's like just head and shoulders above. Like, it is so good. This beer is just so good. Cold, room temp. I mean, now it's pretty much room temperature at this point. Pretty close. Oh. Dustin, that's definitely what's coming next. Speaking of which, if anyone is not... Chris Spray, good to see you, buddy. How are you doing? Thanks for coming in. We're doing beer and bourbon night. Now, Chris Sprague actually knows a little bit about beer. He owns a distillery, I believe. Is that right? Here in Michigan. The man's a beer expert. So anyone has any questions, ask Chris. He knows. You missed the light show. I did put on a little light show. I did. You can see him behind still. But with the lights off, oh, it's excellent. Just excellent. Yeah, anyone who doesn't already follow me on Discord, please do. If someone can drop the link to Discord in here, that'd be great. My Discord, I mean, there's Bourbon Junkies, I Whiskey She Wines, The Mash and Drum, and Bill the Whiskey Dick, Whiskord. So after the stream's done, I'll probably be on voice chat, honestly, for a little while. I do have to work in the morning, but, you know, not till too late. So, not till like 10 a.m., so I got time. So we'll be on after the stream's done, but we still got to finish this before we jump off. Waiting on the robe. You know, Valentine's Day is just around the corner. The robe might make a reappearance. We'll see. We will see. Ron has said he missed the light show. I mean, do we do the light show again? I don't want to risk it. I almost knocked over my table doing the light show, you know? We'll see. Maybe at the end we'll do the light show. Yeah. We could do some robe again. The robe's fun. I have a good time in the robe. So does my wife. Don't ask her though. It's coming from me. Me only. Peanut butter, man. That whiskey is peanut butter. Nothing's getting out of hand, Trev. Nothing's getting out of hand. Lennox Cat, nothing's getting out of hand. Don't ask her, though. You heard that right. You heard that right. She knows. She knows. I should probably drink some water. Settle down, Peter says. Settle down. All right. That's got the tiniest amount left. Anybody still drinking right now? Let me ask. Is it just me? Is it just me drinking? Or is anyone else still drinking beer? Are you on to your next whiskey now? What are you drinking? Please let me know. Next time you will, Chris. You got it. You got it, buddy. Cooper the Great is it, he is. He says, I am. And what are you drinking, buddy? Guinness and smoking. Very nice. Very nice. We were just talking about Guinness. Rum and Coke. In a bourbon stream? What? What? It's all right. No discrimination. No discrimination against the spirits, my friend. No more beer. Pikesville 110 now. Oh, moving on to the big boy stuff. Evan Williams single barrel. New Riff single barrel. Tech 187. How are you? Thank you for being here. Ugh. Captain's still on beer. Coffee stout. Very nice. Linux Cat, thank you for dropping that link. I appreciate that. Anybody who doesn't already have a Discord and isn't on Discord, hit that link right now. Linux Cat just put in chat. We're going to be chatting afterwards. So, Richie's still drinking the country ham. Oh, you liking it? Are you liking it as much as Jason's liking it? Because, man, I want another beer. My life's so hard. I have 500 whiskeys. I want another beer. Bourbon and Books drinking Lagavulin 16. Is that even allowed? With a name like Bourbon and Books, are you allowed to drink Lagavulin? I got it. I got a lot of scotch up there. A good amount of scotch. Not a lot. OG Brick, if you don't have Pikesville, you should. Pikesville's probably the best. Probably the best rye for the price. I mean, that $50 price point. Come on. 170 to 180, I'm not there. I mean, come on. That's a good amount. You can find something you'll like. This Bourbon County, man, is on another level. It is so much better than all the other beers. What in the hell? I can't stop. Oh. I can't stop. Let's go back to whiskey. So speaking of whiskey, my next distillery review is going to be Wild Turkey. And I haven't filmed it yet. I'm doing something for December, so I'm trying to get some stuff done for that. But Wild Turkey Distillery, first of all, any of you in here, go right now to Expedia or whatever, hotels.com, and book yourself a trip to Kentucky and do the Bourbon Trail, please. Like, just do it. You know, you're all whiskey fans. Please do it. It's so nostalgic, man. You walk in the Rick House and you're like, holy shit. That is the Wild Turkey. Like, that's Wild Turkey in a glass. Like, that is the Rick House smell. Like, that's the smell I can't pick out. That's what happened to me. It happened at Buffalo Trace, happened at Wild Turkey. It's like, it opens up your mind to new flavors in your whiskey. And if you like to pick apart your whiskey, you know, like I do, it's an experience you'll never forget, you know? It's great. Trev Wilson says he missed Jimmy Russell by 20 minutes, went to lunch for a day and didn't come back. Jimmy's needing that lunch, man. Jimmy needs his lunch. Jimmy ain't no spring chicken no more. He's gotta feed the elephant. He's got to. You know? Yeah. Brandon, most of them are. You know what? Wild Turkey absolutely, well, I'm trying to think. They have a bus that takes you to places. That's the only thing where you might have difficulties. I didn't see. That's a great question, though. I can probably look into that and get back to you, though. If you want me to look into that, I can email the distillery and find out. I bet you there's a couple of them that do, and I can find that out for you. Just let me know. Or send me an email and remind me, because I'll probably forget. So, Nick Full says, who's your favorite master distiller? You can't ask that question. You cannot ask that question. Like, you can't. That's an unfair question. Damn. I don't know. So I took a VIP tour at Willett. So I got to meet Drew, who's the master distiller now at Willett. And I actually got to like talk to him. It was a VIP tour, so we got to try stuff right out of the barrel. And he was like the most down to earth. Like, he was wearing jeans, cowboy boots, and a t-shirt. Like, it's great, you know. He was the most down to earth person ever. So him talking about the product, trying stuff out of the barrel that's like 15, 18 years, all their mash bills, incredible. He's probably my favorite now just because I was able to talk to him. As far as what they're doing with their whiskey, it's got to be Jimmy and Eddie Russell. Brent Elliott probably with the Four Roses picks. Some of those Four Roses picks just ridiculous. So those are probably my two favorite. I would say Harlan Wheatley, but I'm honestly kind of fed up with Buffalo Trace's marketing scheme techniques. Like, distribution, like, I guarantee they have a shitload of product they're just not putting out. Like, it's got to be the case. I hate to say, I shouldn't say that, but they're building Rick House after Rick House, like, nonstop. So there's got to be a whole bunch of product. They're holding it back, man. That's just my opinion. I don't know. The truth's coming out. The truth's coming out right now. Blame the beer. I'd say Wild Turkey and Four Roses, though. Love what they're doing. Drew is the man. Brandon Elliott, you got it, buddy. Just remind me. Like I said, email me or something. Send me a message on Discord. I'll forget. You know, beer brain. Strong in this one. Yeah, Drew is. If you haven't been to Willett too, I mean, like they built a whole bar and like lounge area upstairs. I mean, the bar is awesome. They've got old whiskeys, old Willett products. It's incredible. Thank you, Santa Cruz, and I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Oh no, there's so much left. Oh no. Great question, Richie Z. I have had Widow Jane. I actually tried it at Chris Sprague's house, and it's good. It depends. The bottle I had was good, but I think it was a store pick, if that's a thing. I can't remember now. I need to start writing down. I actually bought, let me show you this. I bought a couple books. These are just like little notebook things to take notes when I drink new whiskeys, because I keep forgetting. Like, I do my best to remember. I'm pretty good about remembering which bourbon, like, it brings me back, and I'll say it during my reviews or whatnot. But if I try a new one, I need to take notes. So that's what that's for. You know. But yeah, Widow Jane it's MGP, 10-year, and it's pretty good if I remember right. Chris gave us a lot of whiskey that night, so I can't be held accountable for what I tried, you know. It was a pick from Binny's. Okay, Chris is still here. Thank you. It was a pick from Binny's. It was pretty good if I remember right. Chris backed me up on this. Was it okay? MGP cast strength, I believe. Like, you can't go wrong. You cannot go wrong with MGP cast strength. I only tried a little bit, but I'm sure it was pretty good. Bill Binder has a cool Willet video on YouTube if you haven't seen it yet. I think I did watch it the other day, actually. Was he the one who was trying samples with Drew, I believe? Dark Meat Chicken in the house. How are you, brother? Thank you for coming in. Catching the tail end, but I just killed that Bourbon County bottle. Brandon Elliott asks, do you have any rye on hand that stands out more than others? So my rye shelf is up here on the upper, what's that, right for your screen? Sagamore Cast Strength, Knob Creek, Pikesville, a couple Michigan things. I've got more rye than that, but I've also got a Kentucky Owl. I can't point. There. Oak and Smoke is here too. How you doing? Thank you for coming in. Appreciate you coming in, hanging out. Right, I was just thinking this. Damn it, now my camera's all fucking messed up. That'll work. Rye whiskey's so good. Fucking beer, man. Beer, man. Rye whiskey is so good. I was talking about this with a buddy the other day. I started with bourbon, and suddenly I started liking high rye bourbon mash bills. Old Granddad 114, Four Roses picks. All of a sudden, like, damn, like, this is really good. This Sagamore Cast Strength is good. I mean, it's solid. MGP Rye Cast Strength. There's a Traverse City Whiskey Company. Their barrel proof rye whiskey. I tried a sample. It's delicious. It's like this barrel proof rye. Barrel proof rye, man, is so good. If you aren't a rye person, start out with just a high rye bourbon, like Old Granddad 114. It's fantastic. Really, really good stuff. Nick Full says, yeah, Bill was doing a barrel pick at Willet. I think that's the one I saw. That's really cool. I mean, it's cool to see bourbon getting put on the map like that. You know? I like it. I like it a lot. Once rye started to get a lot of oak on them, I'm more of a fan. You said you liked that oak profile, though. I'm not as much of an oak guy. But, you know, the oak... Too much oak is too much for me. But a good balance of oak is fine. So it depends on the whiskey, you know. Richie Z has said Traverse City Rye. Now, did you have the barrel proof Richie Z, or did you have the regular rye? The barrel proof is on another level. Like the MGP barrel proof rye. So good. Willet 4 year is great too. That's another one. That won my cast strength rye shootout, actually. So good. Willet rye, man. Yes. A friend of mine told me to try drinking less bourbon. I asked him what distillery made it, and that I never heard of it. He just shook his head. Anyone here ever heard of it? Anyone ever heard of less bourbon? Drink less bourbon. It's good marketing. Sticks out. Can't say I know what that is, though. Beer makes me curse more than whiskey, I would say. D-Cycle. Yeah. I'd say probably. I feel like I've probably sworn a little bit more than I normally do. It's called Few Bourbon. Could be few instead of less. Less, few. I mean, yeah. I could see that. Few and less are a little bit different, but yeah, same concept. Heard mixed reviews of few, though. Never tried it myself. Oh, man. All right. We should probably wrap up. It is 11:07. Dang. Richie, okay. You did try the Bear Proof Traverse City. Okay. That's the good one. So, yeah. Good work. That stuff's really good, man. MGP cast strength. Older. That's just good stuff. I mean, you know. DH Hill says the Few Rye is like Christmas spice in a glass. I've never tried that one. I've never tried Few anything, I don't think. Few bourbon, Few rye. I'll have to try it, but it's expensive near me, so that's probably why. Broken Barrel limited edition products. No, I have not. Haven't tried any of those. Linux Cat, if you're gonna get a Traverse City whiskey, get the barrel proof. That's the best one. 8:07 Santa Cruzin? It's 11:07 here, man. Good for you. Good for you. You can go for like 4 more hours, man. If I went 4 more hours, I would be passed out in my chair like this. That's what I would be like. Continuously like that. That's what it would look like. You don't want that. It'd be fun to watch for like 5 minutes, but then after that, no. You guys can just chat amongst yourselves, you know. Oh. Hold up. Both Linux Cat. Barrel proof is good. Barrel proof store picks are on another level because they are they're MGP. So MGP barrel proof store picks are great. But even the normal barrel proof is pretty good. It's just $70. That's the problem. Nick Foles came in and asked, before we wrap up, Nick Foles came in and asked, what is your favorite holiday time? What is your favorite holiday time whiskey? Boy, oh boy. Have a good night, Chris. We'll see you. Thanks for stopping in. Holiday time whiskey. That's so tough. There's so many. Really, it's going to be something barrel proof. It's going to be something barrel proof, high alcohol, because that's what warms me in the wintertime. And in Michigan, it's cold as shit. So we have to have... I'm sorry, D-Psycho. It's very cold. It's very cold and chills your insides. No swearing. It's very cold, and we have to have something high proof. So, I mean, Dan at Bourbon Junkies, the Midwinter's Night Dram, it's really good, and that spice does warm you. Like that finished spice warms you a lot. It's good. But I usually go for something like an Elijah Craig barrel proof, you know? Something like that. Something really, really high proof. It just warms me right up. Brandon Elliott says, what would you drink to bring in the new year? Ooh. Well, the New Year's only in like a month and a half, so we better figure that out. I gotta find someone to share some good whiskey with because I don't know. My wife won't drink it. So, off topic, I bought my wife this Evan Williams cider. Is that what it is? Where did I put it? Oh, it's over there. Evan Williams cider is like 15%, 70%, 17%. She loves apple cider. Loves it. I said, try a little bit of this. You know, try a little bit of this. See if you like it. She won't even try it. She won't even try it. She's like, no. She had such a bad experience drinking like 15 drams when we did our couples night with I Whiskey She Wines, Bobby and Sam. She tried like 17 whiskeys, and the next day she felt so bad. I felt terrible for giving her all that, but come on. I'm fine. I'm fine. You can get on my level, you know? No sympathy. No sympathy. I don't know. But I've heard Evan Williams cider is really good, actually. So I'm going to have to try that soon. Maybe we'll do a cocktail night of that, you know? Winter Jack. Yeah, I've heard Winter Jack people like, too. For your non-whiskey friends. Yeah, I could see that. ADHD fishing, that's exactly how it was. Like, first 4 pours, probably, he says, hey, honey, try this. Try a little more. Get in the mood. Good night. Sorry. That's exactly how it was. So, like, the night started, I was like, hey, this will be really fun. Let's do a live stream. Bobby and Sam. They're awesome people, and they really are. I mean, they're great. And she's like, okay, fine. I finally talked her into it. I was like, I'll give you the lowest proof stuff you could ever try. Monkey Shoulder, Angel's Envy. Just think of any entry bourbon. That's like what it was. But the problem was I gave her like 10 entry bourbons. Not just 1 or 2. I gave her 10 entry bourbons. So like she's like, at the time she was fine. She's like, nah, I don't like this. No, this isn't good. No, this is not for me. And then she goes for Monkey Shoulder. She's like, ooh, this is kind of good. This is kind of floral. I was like, Scotch. Scotch. Like, really? It's fine. It's fine. I like Scotch too. It's fine. But she kept going. And Angel's Envy didn't do it for her. Like, nothing did it for her. And she was fine. But the next day, it was like worst hangover she's ever had. Which surprised me because every time I drink whiskey, like, because I have pretty good whiskey. I don't drink cheap stuff, and I'm like, I feel fine. Like, I don't get any hangover at all. Like, good whiskey doesn't do that to me. She was on the couch for a good 12 hours. Like, she could not move. She thought she was going to puke. She's like, you need to watch the kids because I can't move. And I'm like, what? What are you talking about? Like, I feel like $1 million right now, you know? Like, what's going on? And then she's like, I'm never doing that again because I feel terrible. I was like, well, damn. Damn, we should have done 8 instead of 15, you know? Damn it. We tried. She's going to be back on here at some point. I'll talk her into it. I love having her on here. She's a great time. 1 pour for you is 2 for her. I know. And I'll do 8 drinks during a live stream like this, but like, she was just, I don't think I got lucky that night, I'll be honest. I'm pretty sure she was shit-faced drunk on the bed sleeping. I had to brush her teeth for her. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. I don't remember, but Richie, thank you, buddy. I really appreciate that. He said, great live stream. I feel like I'm just rambling now at this point, so thank you all for all of you who are still here, almost 40 of you. It means a lot, you know. Saturday night, last minute. We're drinking beer, not even bourbon too much. I appreciate it. I really do appreciate it. Divorce papers handed to Chris. She watches these too. Like, my wife will watch these replays because she knows I talk about her is the problem. She knows I talk about her, and now I talked about her family earlier today. But her family's great. I love them. And I love her with all my heart. I love her with all my heart. She tries to watch it live, but she cannot stay up late. So she's like in bed by like literally 8:30 or 9. So I'm like, baby, I'm going on at 9. She'll watch like the first hour and she passes out. She probably won't even see this, which is good. But have no heart. Whew. All right, this Bourbon County Stout is kicking my ass. Let's go to Discord. One more time, anyone in here, my mods, Linux Cat, if you're still in here, drop that link to Discord. Let's do some voice chat in here. I'm going to wrap up the stream. I'm still going to keep sipping these 5, 6, 7 things that are open, but we're going to switch over to Discord. So thank you all for hanging out Saturday night. We went through some ups and downs. It's beer, a different experience for me. His voice go up at the end. Discord? We're going to Discord? I'll really go, don't worry. If I can find it. We did beer. You all hung out for beer. Thank you. Almost 40 of you for beer. I like it. I like it a lot. Now remember, next Friday, I'm going to do my 1-year anniversary. We're going to do a giveaway. So I'm going to give away at least 1 or 2 glasses. Challenge coins, of course. Challenge coins, of course. Did I say that right? Fuck. And some other good stuff. So stay tuned for that. And December. Big plans for December. So stay tuned. I'll see you all at Discord. Linux Cat, thank you for throwing it in there. Throwing that in chat. Go hit that link right now. Let's go talk for a little while. Thank you all for hanging out. Happy Saturday. Have a great weekend. I'll see you all